Welcome. Thanks for taking the time to listen to us. Cameron, you're going to have a lot of new ad spend after this conversation, I think, you have with the crowd. We are here today to tell you a little bit about how we make data work for Transavia. I'm Mike, that's Nick. With my affiliate background, I have to say that I love video for direct response. It works really well. Let's create really good videos. That set aside, Nick's head of direct sales for Transavia. I do a lot of fun stuff for DQ&A. We are this as a company if you want to read it. We're part of the incubator group of agencies. We do a lot of fun stuff, and the main thing is we like to make smart advertisers even smarter. That is where we try to differentiate as an agency. We like smart clients. We've been a double-click reseller for the last 11 years. We've seen the ugly duckling turn into a beautiful swan, and we have a lot of fun working with it. Nick?
Yeah, I'm from Transavia, maybe not familiar for everybody. We're an airline, low-cost airline. We do fly to the UK from Paris, Orly. It says here since the start of 2016, that's an error actually, it should be 2015. We've been rebuilding a new brand, and we are low cost, but we position ourselves as being a love brand because we think that you can fly low cost but with a friendly service instead of only the price. And we're very hospitable. So we built a new brand campaign around that, which we will. Some of the visuals are included from that campaign actually. That's that. And we have been doing that for 50 years already, flying through Europe. And we do that from three bases. Three bases in the Netherlands, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Eindhoven. We started up in France in 2007. And we just recently started also flying from Munich with 4 aircraft at the end of this year. Our fleet size is about 67 airplanes. And just as a reference, I think our big competitors, EasyJet, Ryanair, have 200 plus, 300 plus. So we are growing. But we have a lot of competition actually, which is good for us because it makes us more creative. This is our map. These are the routes we fly, for example, from Amsterdam. So we have a lot of destinations, 100 plus actually at this point. We launched our new brand, like I said, in 2015 together with a new e-com platform. February 2015 it went live in 7 languages, and we do around 5 million visits per month. Our challenge and our story, how to make digital marketing successful. So we are a low-cost airline, and the competition is strong. So we have to be really creative about our marketing, and we have to be really sure that we are spending our money correctly, our marketing spend. So we have a lot of good partners for that, DQ&A being one of them, and together we have a challenge, and the challenge is to make our marketing successful. So today we are here, and Mike invited me to tell our story from client side and also agency side on how we do that. So why DQ&A? When you're a low-cost airline, costs are very important, you can imagine. So what we do, we measure our costs and we calculate them per available seat per kilometer. So you get like a double-digit after comma calculation, and the lower the costs are, the better for us, of course. So also from a marketing perspective, we have to be low cost. That also means we have to be lean, and we have to be really keen on finding good partners to help us, because we can't be an expert in everything. We have to surround ourselves with expert partners. So why did we choose DQ&A? We needed a partner that is strategically strong, with a lot of technical expertise, and who can really help us as a partner and not just as an agency. And that's what we're seeing. We are really co-creating, and we are really developing our relationship into, well, something beautiful, I might say, right?
You're a bet.
So the DQ&A methodology.
Yes, so when we won the Transavia account, we were like, that's great, what are we going to do? Because for us it also was a very challenging customer. I believe data is a crucial element. If you're a challenger in a challenging market with super tiny margins like the low-cost airline space, you need to be smarter than the rest. That's what we set out to do. For me to make data work, you need 3 things. You need a framework, you need a technology, and you need actual data. And that means data you can rely on. What we've introduced and what we basically weave through our entire approach for advertisers is what we call the touch, tell, sell media philosophy. We see many of our clients struggle between connecting the lower funnel performance approach, which is generally well-defined, which has decent understanding, and the fluffy upper funnel marketing and communications approach. They both have KPIs. They both somewhere meet each other and somewhere play together, but nobody really knows how. We try to solve that for customers. Highlighting it briefly, we'll get into detail how we do it for Transavia later, is this. We see touch as exposing qualified, strictly selected audiences to a certain proposition that will not have been approached to the brand or the proposition before. We see tell as a phase where we capture in-market audiences based on reliable signals that those audiences have given us. And we see sell as the all-important way of actually getting all that fluffy upper funnel stuff to actually produce some revenue. If you don't have touch or tell, you're never going to sell anything. And if you do touch and tell really well and you don't have your sell in order, you're not going to exist as a business. Like I said, this is quite an important thing. I believe in order to use data the right way and to be successful, you need to work as an advertiser towards a single point of truth. You need to have a platform that you believe in, you need to have a platform to go all in on, and you need to have a platform where all your data lives. In our philosophy as a double-click reseller, but also as an agency, we believe advertisers need to own their own advertising technology in terms of licenses. The more CRM data that becomes available in the whole ecosystem, the more data that's being shared in ad technology, the more I believe advertisers need to be smart and understand that they need to own their own data, rather than having agencies run with it. That is a clear philosophy we have. The double-click stack helps us with that. Of course, you have DCM, you have double-click studio, you have double-click bid manager, you have the whole stack. It's a fantastic platform. It deduplicates everything, but mostly it enables you to actually store your data and also activate your data somewhere. How does that data activation look for Transavia? So what we actually did is we created what we call, it's a fancy bullshit term, but whatever. We created a data warehouse. It basically means we have a set of data streams we bundle and we can activate for Transavia. What does it exist of? The elusive first-party data. It means product feed data. So actually, and you see the examples later, images of destinations, icons associated with the destination, all the stuff that you can use to build creative. There's a recommendation engine. If I search for Amsterdam, Nice, that says something about me, and there has to be a recommendation engine attached to that to make sure that we can actually do something with that signal. There's a flight route data API. Of course, with an airline flying routes every day, or maybe not every day, across all of Europe, it's crucial to keep good track of that. And actually connect it to an availability API as well. And of course, we have the website audiences. That's usually the general first-party data. With Transavia, we capture all the booking funnel information, all the nice data we get from Facebook by setting up our targeting and capturing in a smart way, and everything that we get. And that's something we very actively did for Transavia. We invested in what we call second-party data. I don't believe in third-party data at all because you have no idea what you buy. But second-party data is very, very crucial for us. So we actually proactively would approach or do approach meta searchers and other players in the travel sphere to actually sell them our data. So we make a very strong agreement with them. Advertisers out there, any publisher will want to give you their data. It's really easy. They don't know how to value it, so use it in your favor. And use it, because we did it with a few smaller meta searches and with a few larger ones. What it actually enabled us to do is we actually get all the travel intent from them, we package it into a nice Transavia campaign, and we have fantastic data that almost performed as well as first-party data. Then we have the external data as well for an airline traveler. Weather is very important, temperatures are very, very important. Especially for the winter holidays, we like to do cool stuff with fresh snowfall or the amount of snow that's there. Advertise when it's snowing, and like last winter where there was no snow, maybe hold off on your campaigns a little bit. And we're playing around with Eventful as well, which is really cool. It's basically an open API that holds all the events in the world. So if we know Lady Gaga is holding an event in Barcelona, it enables us to very easily set up campaigns for Transavia driving that particular event, combined with an actual Transavia activation. That goes into our data warehouse, that plays around with DoubleClick Campaign Manager, it plays around with DoubleClick Studio where we build the actual ads, and it plays with DoubleClick Bid Manager that actually brings it all together. That's the theory. Let's look at what it looks like in practice.
That is a theory indeed. So what does the DQ&A methodology do for Transavia? So like Mike explained, we have a touch and tell and a sell layer. So just in short, I took as an example the brand campaign we launched somewhere mid last year, where you see that we, in a touch phase, we use a high impact creative, in this case video, in a homepage takeover format to create really a lot of awareness in the Netherlands that was. We follow up with a tell message, which says something about the USPs of Transavia. Why should we fly with Transavia? Driving a KPI of soft conversion. So we actually do want people to click on that ad in order to create traffic to our website. Soft conversion would be, for example, a flight search. And that soft conversion would allow us to, on the sell layer, hit people with dynamic retargeting banners. So there we show actual flight offers and we retarget you with that. Eventually, of course, to get you to book with us. So how do we approach that? How do we get that story across? Actually, we do create like a sequential messaging model, which we use to see what a logical path would be in terms of customer journey for somebody who is in the market for travel in this case. So what you see here is that we've created a model which includes the outings we have, the visuals we have in the different layers. So what you see, for example, is that in the touch layer we have the video, the kickoff video. Whenever people click on that or whenever people view that, we choose the most logical follow-up message that we can think of. For example, they click on the banner, or they click or interact with the video, then we show them the USP banner as a follow-up. We might show a social activation whenever they're on social media, or whenever they really interact with the funnel, even after viewing only once the video, we might even dynamically retarget them. Just as long as we make sure that we think what the next message should be from us. So this is sequential marketing messaging, but it takes into account the actual interaction that people have with our creatives. So it's quite an extensive model to explain in only a few minutes, but it really helps to understand what are we showing to our customers and what story we are telling in order to get our message across. In this case, a brand message, but eventually it will lead into sales. So no sales without a tell and a touch message. So what does that look like? Well, in this case, we call this slide utopia because it would be an ideal situation. We show you a video, you click on it, we show you a USP banner, you click on that and you convert. Well, that's not how the world works, unfortunately. In fact, it's a little bit more complex. For example, like this. We show a video in the kickoff phase, but you have maybe only viewed it. That's what the green arrow means. So we show you a follow-up, maybe in a pre-roll on YouTube or wherever. And by clicking on that, we know that you're interested. So then we can show the USP banner. If you don't interact with that, that's fine, because then we'll show you a banner on social media, for example, a Facebook ad. From that, if you click on that, we can target you with a retargeting banner dynamically or a static one. So eventually, we will find a way to get our story across in the way that we think it's most convenient for the individual that we are interacting with. So the creative challenge, there's of course also a creative challenge. So we have to build messaging for a dynamic crowd. Everybody has a different path to our model. So we do want to show a relevant message to them in every step, but we can't create 1,000 sets of banners. So we have to be dynamically set up. So we use DCR for that in retargeting, but also in prospecting. And we do it in close cooperation with our creative agency. So we really get together and think a lot and discuss a lot about how such a campaign should look like. So in fact, it could be like this. So this is a retargeting banner where I have searched on route Amsterdam-Venice. The alternatives are loaded dynamically. The prices are loaded dynamically. We can even load the text dynamically, but we can also load the background images dynamically. So based on what you're doing, what your behavior is, and what your interaction has been before you saw this banner actually went in funnel on our website, we can create a message for you dynamically. So that's that. That's a real life example. Like Michael already said, data is very important for us. So how do we use that? You have different types of data. These are just a few examples that we have been doing in the recent past. For example, from external sources. So how can we use the temperature at a certain location to get you to book? That's actually what we're doing here. So at this point, we have a live feed that displays the temperature in Innsbruck. And then we hope that you will book sooner. We did filter out the bad weather in this case, but we only show the nice weather where it's sunny and where it's a convenient temperature. I just got the 2-minute mark. We also did that for the snow height. So you want to go to Innsbruck, there is 130 centimeters of snow, which would be very interesting. Last year, it was not so convenient there. The snow was kind of late, but we had already planned a campaign, and that was quite inconvenient. So we are also learning from that. How do we use external data for us to work better? A good example of internal data, for example, would be a banner that has dynamic elements that are based on our revenue management data. So here we use data in retargeting, which says something about the seats that are left for a certain price. We have a price model where the price gets higher when lower seats are available. Here we can say from a live feed that we have only six seats left for 33 euros. You better be quick, because otherwise they get more expensive. We don't only use that for bannering, we also use it for creating landing pages. In this case, there's a live feed API behind this who can actually show you the available flights in combination with actual prices. Part of a sale campaign that we did. Well, did it pay off? I have to skip through it really quickly if I only have like 1 minute left. Yes, it did. Qualitatively, but also quantitatively, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't be working together anymore. I will take out a few highlights. The DQ&A team is working 1.5 days in our office, which is very convenient because they're actually an extension of our team, and we really rely on their expertise and their knowledge to become better in general. Quantitatively, yes, we do see much better results than last year. So when we look at, for example, traffic, we index everything in the airline industry. When we look at the index of this year, it was 124 compared to last year, which is quite a big increase. Transaction even a little bit more increased. Revenue a little bit less, index 110 to 115, but that's because we have a lot more seats to sell. We are growing, therefore the price is a little bit lower. So the most important thing for us is that we see that we do more conversions and we drive more transactions. So it's really a significant uptake using this model. What did we learn? Well, a lot. We were learning every day. We are discussing every day which way we should go, where we should push on. Mobile is one of the big learnings. A lot of people are actually looking for flights on their mobile. The trick is to track them actually and to give them a good offer, because the cross-device tracking is not that good yet, but we're working on that. But also that we have to be a little bit less bursty. We have a tendency to do a lot of really big campaigns on certain points of the year. It's really inconvenient for us. We need some more time and room to spread out our marketing funds to be more efficient actually. And then future plans. Connecting with advanced DMP, we have already done that, but we are working on exploring the possibilities. Real-time pricing prices, real-time pricing retargeting. I mean, also doing that, and of course a lot more. We are continuously looking for new opportunities, new ways of getting the message across in a better way. That's it. Thank you very much.